sweep the stairs, as my dad told me to do, and then I would like sneak out and just read the Bible maybe for 10-15 minutes. So when I used to read the Bible, so I started off with Proverbs. Then I used to hear Proverbs written in reggae songs, because I'm from Jamaica, so my brother used to play a lot of reggae music, so yeah, Proverbs. So I used to read Proverbs. I said, oh, deep. So I read the book, I read the Genesis, Numbers. I thought, oh my God, the story of Adam and Eve is true. Because I thought Adam and Eve was a fairy tale story. So I thought, oh, it's a real story. So then, what happened was, my brother, when I left school, before I left school actually, so my brother came to me. My older brother was looking into Islam. So he gave me this book. There's a book of Malcolm X's speeches. Most of, I would say 60% of the speeches in the book are when he came back from Hajj, and maybe 40% are before he went on Hajj. And the book is called Malcolm X and Afro-American History. So he just came up to me, because my brother's 8 years older than myself. And because what it was, I was the baby, I'm the youngest of the family. And he was the next one. So before I was born, he was, I'm not saying I'm cute, don't get me wrong, but he was like the, oh, Henry, yeah, so cute. But when I was born, this is what everyone in my family told me, that I kind of took that away from him. So there was a little resentment there, because he said, oh, yeah, you're the youngest now, everyone loves you, and things like this. So then he just came up to me, and just to give you a little background, like when we had to share a bed once when our house burnt down, we had to move somewhere, and we had to share a bed, and because I was a loud snorer, he would like start beating me up. I don't know if any of you got older brothers. If you got older brothers, you understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, we had that older brother relationship. And we weren't really close, because when I was, so basically when I was a young boy, he was in his teens. So when you're in the teens, you want to be, with all due respect to our beloved sisters, you want to be hip and cool among the women. Because remember, we never grew up in a Muslim family, yeah? So, and then when I was hitting my teens, he's like a cool man. So he's with the hip and cool men. He doesn't want no teenager around him. So we never really had a close relationship. But then he just came up to me one day and said, yeah, a lot of youths your age are taking crack cocaine. You best read this. So he gave me the book and I said, oh, Malcolm X. I remember in my head I was thinking, because my favourite subject at school was world studies. So I was thinking, yeah, I think I've done something with Malcolm X in world studies. So he gave me the book, and I just kind of, with all due respect, I put it aside and I carried on doing what I was doing. And then what happened was, I think, I can't remember what happened, but yeah, what happened was we moved. So when we moved, I had to take a longer journey to go to school. So I thought, okay, on my way to school, let me just read this book, see what it's saying. So I was reading the book, and then I thought, oh, a lot of things make sense. Because if I'll be honest, my interaction with Muslims, until before then, I always thought Islam was like an Asian religion, with all due respect. So in my primary school, Glaston Park, right, I always sensed the little, I'm going to think of tension, that's the word, I was going to say beef. That's one of his words. I sensed a bit of tension between the Hindu kids and the Muslim kids, but I never put my finger on it, so I was it's one of those things. And when I think back, the first thing that struck my mind about Muslims was when we was asked in primary school to draw God. So, being a person who grew up in a Christian family, we draw the cross and some like the pictures that we see in our houses. But then I remember someone asked two Muslim brothers. One of them I see today. One brother called Salim and a brother called Wasim. And the teacher said, how come you haven't drawn your God? And they both said, sorry miss, we can't draw our God. Our God is not to be drawn. So that's the first recollection of something that kind of struck my mind about Muslims. But anyway, before then, I never really had much interaction with Muslims. There was a Somalian brother that I used to know called Mahdi. Alhamdulillah, we used to sit next together in primary school and in secondary school. He did tell me little things here and there about Islam, but to be honest with you, he was just trying to fit in with us, because like we were like a bit like of a cool people to be with, so he was like trying to fit in with us. And then there was Imran, another brother, he used to be a rapper as well with us. So he used to tell us little things about Islam and say, yeah, so we used to go places, go parties or whatever, And all I know is when we go in parties, come back from the clubs, he used to go to be in a debate with the hot dog man. So we're going getting our hot dogs or getting our food, getting our kebabs. And you just see him man talking for long with this. And I'm thinking, just eat the food. And he said, what are you doing, bro? And he said, oh, sorry, I'll translate. He said, oh. So I would say to him, hurry up and come. Right? So as long as I forget where I am. So he would like, so I said, bro, just get the food and eat it. Come on, we're gonna go places. So then he told me, no, I'm gonna make sure the food's halal. I said, what's halal? He said, well, in Islam, we make sure the food's cut. And he said, look, he said, because we were into rap music, so he said, there are people like Public Enemy. He mentioned some other famous Muslims that I knew, like Malcolm X and other people, said they eat halal food. So we eat halal food as Muslims, so we have to make sure, and sometimes some of these people might not be telling the truth, so I have to check. So I thought, oh, okay, yeah, cool. All right, so anyway, so that's a little thing here and there. And then what happened was, so basically I started to read the book Malcolm X and Afro-American History. So when I started to read it, I was like shocked. I said, whoa. So I knew about the slavery issue, but then when he started to go into the issue how many of the slaves before Islam were from Muslim tribes of the Songhai Empire in West Africa and North Africa, and how they were brought to the Caribbean. And then I remember doing some research before I read the book on the Maroons. Maroons were rebellious slaves in the Caribbean. They were so rebellious, the Queen Victoria had to give them their own land and make a promise not to tax them at all, whereby the recent Jamaican government tried to tax them, and they came out with the agreement with Queen Victoria and they said, no, you can't tax us. So it's like a separate country within Jamaica, and they got different places around the Caribbean. You don't really hear much about them in the media. So anyway, I read, he was talking about how many of the chiefs of these tribes were Muslims. So I was thinking, my God. I thought Islam had nothing to do with me. I just thought it was, with all due respect, I just saw it as an Asian religion. I thought, whoa, what's this? And then what happened was, so I used to go to Imran and say things. To Imran, so Imran doesn't, I don't understand it. What's he on about? So Imran would break things down for me. And because Imran, he was Pakistani, for him it was kind of, when I think back now, it's kind of not easy because he was a Pakistani Muslim in a predominantly African Caribbean school, which was Christian. So like when it's Ramadan, we'll be doing jokes like waving the food in his face and stuff like that. Now when I think back, stuff like, well, forgive us. But when I'm thinking, it's making me see it's not easy. We have to, alhamdulillah, we have to, yeah, it's not easy for our kids. And I've got a daughter now, it's making me think it's not easy for our kids to be going to school in the system. Anyway, so I started to read the Malcolm X and Afro-American History, and I thought, yeah, this book is brilliant. So I thought, let me learn more about Malcolm X. So then I started to look at a documentary on him. I thought, yeah, this man's talking sense. And then I realized there was like a rift between him and then, because we would be seeing members of the Nation of Islam who would be around when we go, like, especially go clubbing. When we go clubbing, we would see, like, out of certain clubs, we would come out, we would see a member of the Nation of Islam telling the newspaper. So I'll be thinking, hold on, how come they're Nation of Islam and Malcolm X left Nation of Islam? Because of certain issues, as you know, I won't really go into. So then from there I thought, oh, let me look. So I said, okay. And I said to myself, you know what? I believe Islam's the truth, but I'm a young man. So when I'm an old man, I'll convert to Islam. That's what I thought. That was my mentality. So even with my friends, I might be smoking here and there. I wasn't like a drug addict. I'll be like a recreational smoker. Whereby if we go to a club or something, and I might smoke a little bit here, and I would like to have a drink now and again. So I wasn't really heavily into those things. But so my friends, so then what happened was, so in my head I always knew that from there I knew, yeah, Islam's got some truth in it. And when I'm older, I look into that. But now I just want to have some fun. And then what happened was I had some near-death experiences. And then when that happened, I thought, you know what? You never know where you're going to go. And then what happened was, there was like a rap show, rap event. Because what happened at this time, I joined the rap group. My friends now, we formed the rap group. And we entered the competition, and alhamdulillah, we won. And then some things happened. And some independent record label wanted to sign us. So everything was going good. And on the side, I used to work. So basically, Monday to Friday, I used to work in the bank, NatWest Bank. And then my moonlighting was doing the rap thing. So basically, we'll do a show. So I'll finish work at 6. run, meet my friends, do a show at 7, maybe stay at the club till 5, come back home, shower, 6, and then leave to go work again. So it was like, yeah, so that was my Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday I wouldn't work, but that was my Thursday and Friday playing club and football. So that was my life. So then by this time, I had to move in with my brother. I moved in with my brother. My brother, he moved out and something never worked out, so he said, yeah, you're going to go halves with me in this place. So we both rented the place. And so I would come in a bit intoxicated, okay, and he would be playing Malcolm X lectures loud. I'm thinking,